is all we know about Battlefront missions and storyline.
Yeah. I'm Kevin.
I'm Andy.
And this is all we know about. Okay, so the main part of the research for the story was Andy's forte. So
Well, yes. So I thought I'd take a look into what's going on with the storyline, and unfortunately, I'm not happy about this. There will be no storyline, no multiplayer storyline, no single player storyline. It's just not happening.
Just to quickly go, you clicked on a video called Battlefront Story. Apparently, it's not Battlefront Story, but that's fine. Moving swiftly on.
I know. But so we were explaining obviously that there is no story, which is very unfortunate. Now there is a light in the darkness, which is single player / co-op player missions, which you can do 1 to 2 player. But I'll go on to that in a minute, because the first point I wanted to mention is why is there no storyline? Now I did a bit of research into this, and there was an interview with EA's Peter Moore, who has essentially said, I don't know if this is correct or not, there's evidence to suggest it's not, but he said that, well, there is evidence to suggest he's right as well. He said that the reason why there isn't going to be a storyline is because in games like this, that's exactly what it says, in games like this, there isn't a demand for it. Now, I understand what he's saying. If you get a look at games like Call of Duty, Battlefield, they're not buying for the storyline. They're buying for the campaign. Buying for the multiplayer. And what he's essentially saying is without the demand, there's no real reason adding it. I'm gutted about that because I really like the idea of a storyline.
Do you know what they might have?
Go on.
So just you're saying this, it's bringing back memories. If you've been watching all the other videos as well, you'll know that I now have like Star Wars flashbacks. I spent like 600 hours on it as a kid, and now it's on the original Xbox. Do you remember the Galactic Conquest?
Yes, I do.
Where you like move around the map and take
that is awesome.
If they have, that's not a story. If they have something like that, I will shit a brick.
Right.
It would have to be purely single player.
That would be absolutely awesome because you could take over the world. Yeah. Or take over the universe, galaxy. Yeah.
Exactly.
Far away. But
nice. You do it different game modes as well, because it used to just be the conquest in the head going.
Yeah.
Whereas now they can do it with loads of different game modes. I'm now really want this.
I'm fairly confident that there isn't going to be a conquest, because it would have been something that they would have boasted, especially because it's something that brings it back to the original Battlefront. What they do have is they have obviously the regular multiplayer, and then they've got missions. These missions, there are 4 ones that they've talked about so far. There could be more, and that is Battle, Hero Battle, which I presume is going to be Darth Vader, Luke Skywalker.
Battle.
So it's just called Battle. They haven't released any information about it so far. I presume it's going to be where you can customise a battle. I'll talk about the customization in a minute.
Deathmatch, but carry on.
No, because that would be in multiplayer. This is 1 to 2 player thing.
Oh, okay, sure.
Yeah, so this is like I said earlier. So it's the same with Halo. You've got multiplayer campaign, and it's the Infinity missions. It's going to be like that. So it's separate missions that you kind of play locally, or you can play it with one other friend. So it's a 2-player thing. 4 types: Battle, which there's area for customisation there. Hero Battle. Trials, that's an interesting one. I'm not sure whether that's going to be some sort of testing simulator there, something like that. And then they've got the one that they have spoken a lot about, and there's a lot of video for, is Survival. Now, when talking about battles, the reason why I'm interested about that is because EA and DICE have hinted that it's going to be quite customisable. There's going to be a lot of modifications you can make. What I'm thinking in that sort of arena is that they're going to be making the game so that there is a shit ton of options to make it, because basically what they said is they want it to be your own experience. I think there'll be varying difficulties. You can change the enemies you're facing, the numbers, the area, the terrain, the objectives on the terrain. I think it's going to be very Forgey.
Yeah.
Very
like Halo Forge, yeah?
Yeah, I think it'll be similar to that. I think you're going to be able to do a lot of customisation because they've hinted that you can make it your own experience.
Okay.
And what they've said about it is even though these missions are short, it's about you replaying them at varying degrees of difficulty.
And they're very versatile, so I would imagine. I mean, you did more research so that they change to how you're playing it.
Yes.
So it's a different experience every time.
Yeah.
What I would say is you just mentioned Trials there. I don't think Trials will be like a training thing. I think Trials will be something like survive for 5 minutes.
That would be survival.
No, but what I'm saying is like you have like tests, as it were, and that's going to be achievement heaven.
So it'd be like you versus an ATAT gives you a pistol and just goes, got to win this. Yeah, 5 minutes.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
That'd be fucking terrifying.
But I don't think you do it with just a pistol. Think it can be done? Like, physically?
In Battlefront 2, it could be done if you had an hour. If you had an hour and it wasn't shooting at you.
But for the purpose of this, like things like that.
Yeah. So trials can be done, and also you can customise it yourself as well. They mentioned customisation.
Yeah. You have maybe 19 AI things, but no snow speeders or orbital strikes or Y bombers.
Yep.
Take out this AT-AT.
Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe something along those lines. That's what I kind of think Trials might be.
It could be also something like, because it's probably going to be 2-player like the rest of the missions are. It could be something like you and your friend are competing to get to somewhere as quickly as possible. It could include races, getting somewhere and bringing it back to your base. Something along the lines of what GTA did with their online competitive missions. You know, going and grab something, getting it back. I mean, you can see it from this mission actually. This is the survival mode. A lot has been said about this so far, and you can already see some customization here. Because if you watch different videos, you can actually see they've got different wave sets. You can have, even on the same map, you can have wave 1 of 6 or 1 of 15. I don't know how high it goes. There's also varying degrees of difficulty, and also I believe you can change how many enemies are in each wave. Now, this is freaking cool. So it could be a proper firefight like Halo. I'm going to make a lot of comparisons to Halo because it's a game I'm good at.
And it's got a horde mode. So,
yeah, except when I'm playing you for some reason, but that's bullshit. And it looks like there's going to be different difficulties. It's very cool because vehicles come into it as well. So as you get into the harder difficulties, you're going to be fighting against big badass machines, lots of soldiers. What do you reckon?
Yeah, with vehicles, I don't know what kind of vehicles you could get. They're probably going to have to be land-based because you haven't got any anti-air.
So you can see
ATSTs here, yeah. I don't think you can get any more than that. What I think that they're going to have is they're going to have... You know how you had space battles in Battlefront 2?
Yeah.
A lot of people are like, oh, they've said no space battles. We'll stop the way.
Have they said? That's
I believe.
That's bullshit.
Don't quote me on that. But no, yeah, here's the thing. A lot of people are like, oh, no space battles. What's that about? Think about the space battles.
They're awesome.
Think about them truthfully. What was good about them?
Right. I fucking love space battles because you could get all your mates onto one of the great big ships.
You jump into
fly
space,
over,
you have your respawn
you land,
point.
and it's like D-Day in space. D-Day in space. Sounds like a really cheesy film, doesn't it? D-Day in space plus sharks.
I was going to say, yeah, Sharknado.
Sharknado.
But no, you say that, right. So, let's say you do that. So you take the... I can't remember any of the names of the ships. Well, I can't remember...
I know one of the big carrier.
Yeah, the big carrier ones. So you take that, let's say you go into the base of the other people, you go in the ship. Right, so you've got a respawn point in their ship. You go into their main hallway.
Yep.
First thing is you go into the main hallway of this huge fucking ship is the turret control system.
Yeah.
Right, vitally important, virtually unprotected. Destroy that.
It's got turret shooting.
You go to your right hand side, just one doorway away from the turret control system, and it was the shield generator.
Right.
Right?
Yep.
Yes. Yeah, it was the shield
green
generator
lights, yeah.
with the green lights. Then you go across the road.
Behind was the shield generator, the green lights.
No. The green light was the engines.
Yeah, the green light was the engine. Behind was
straight
the
over,
shield.
Through one door again. Yeah. Was the shield generator. Then the other one was another turret.
No, it was thingy life support.
Life support. And then the other one was life support.
No, you're making it sound like it's easy. Don't know if you ever played it.
I did that every single time.
Unless you land with the big one, and the big one survives, so it's a base of operations you can spawn from. You got one life, which, by the way, as we've learned, is pretty crappy in that game, especially if you're playing against other online people.
I used to smash that shit.
Hold on, right? You got You got to go into Game of Thrones. Shout out. You got to go into these different rooms. It takes a shit ton of firepower. You got to fire all the rockets you got. Go back out, refill your ammo, go back in.
Not true. Ammo droids on the inside and
yeah,
health droids.
That's what I'm saying. You got to go back out to the middle room where the androids are.
Yeah, but you're going through there anyway.
And there's always AI running through.
Oh, they're pizza piss.
No.
I used to do it as an engineer. I used to go in, swear to God, right? I used to fly in, not even bring one of the big ships with me, take a fast ship, jump out, I'd park like on the walk, so on that the droid one. I remember this really well. You know how you had like it was a really long hangar with two ends on it?
Yep.
And you'd have the stairs and then that little walkway?
Yep.
If I played as, it's not the rebels, is it? It's like the good clones. So not the Empire, the clones.
Yeah.
What are they called?
Clones.
Okay, cool. Clones. Right, so then
That's the Republic.
Yeah, as a Republic. And then they'd have the little fighter that Anakin flew in the second movie.
That's so sick.
I'd land that on the walkway, on the actual walkway, jump out right next to the door, run in, first thing first, right, shoot that turret in the room, have a little bit of a shootout. Yep. Then I'd just do one after the other.
You've clearly never played online against other people.
No, I haven't. No. But AI, although I don't think there were difficulties, were there? No, but AI, every time you do that, and then what you do, you go out, you steal one of their bombers, and then you just go and destroy the things on the ship, get all the command points up.
I played with 3 other mates, and it was 2 on each side, plus all the AI in the mix. It is a hellstorm. So you've generally got, so I'm flying over, I've got one mate protecting my ship, I'm flying over, there's one person on their team trying to attack our ship and one person defending theirs. It turns into a fucking battle. You've got to rely on your AI as well, because you know you can tell your AI to follow you in that game.
Yeah.
So I'd have 4 guys around me, run in there, I'd have to, me and those 4 would have to hold off and attack. It is awesome. The fact that you're saying there's no space battles, deep.
I've got to say that if they were going to have something like space battles, you'd have to make it a hell of a lot more interesting. You'd have to make it a much more. You'd have to have extra dynamics in that game. bigger so if you've got a next gen console and you're doing it, you'd have to have so much more things in the ship, so many more things in the ship.
Nice.
And the fact that you won it by command points as well was always a bit crappy.
I love command points. They're awesome.
No, I like command points. I didn't like them in space battles.
No, you didn't have to win by command points. You could destroy if you destroyed all 3 things around the side, the turret control system in the middle, and then one thing on the outside, you win it automatically.
Just by the sum of command points.
Huh?
Just by the sum of command points.
No, you win.
No, it was done by the sum of command points.
I'll bet you on this as well. Literally, you win automatically. No matter because remember, you can change the command points. You can have the command points set to 10,000, and you'll still win.
I don't remember that.
Yep. Someone back me up here on YouTube.
Right.
Send some comments.
I didn't have a bet.
If you send a comment backing me up, I'll give you a shout out in the next video.
Right, so he bet me whether Jango Fett or Boba Fett, like what movies they were in, or who was father and who was son. I didn't take him up for the bet. You win purely on command points. If you can't just, I don't know. It's a long time ago. I was like, what, before secondary school? I'd have been like 10.
Yeah. Oh, I remember, bitch.
Well, you were a year older.
Boo-hoo. Less than a year. Like 40 days.
No, I'm not going to take the action. I'm trying to smart bet. I've lost a lot of money so far. I'm going to deny that bet. But regardless, we'll agree to disagree. I think by saying no space battles, I think you don't say something like that unless you've got something else. I think there's going to be something else with ships.
I'm not so sure.
A ship-based game type that isn't space battles.
I don't know. EA aren't really... I mean, I realise that it's...
You hate them, don't you?
I realise it's
I
DICE...
think we all hate them, but...
Yeah. I realise it's DICE that are in charge of making the game. But the issue with EA is... This is actually another suggestion as to why they didn't put the campaign into it. It's because EA set them a firm deadline, which I believe this as well. EA set them a firm deadline bringing out the game so it matches with the time leading up to Christmas, and there just wasn't enough time to make a campaign in that.
Honestly, though, if you ask me, you don't know worse time to bring out a game.
What, Christmas season?
No,
What are you on about?
a week after Fallout 4.
No, I know, it's not smart.
I have booked the week off of work,
Yep.
right? To the extent I can't go home and see my family at Christmas.
I formally ended my relationship with my girlfriend for a week.
There you go.
Yeah.
Right, she's going to cheat on you like shit.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, so I've booked a week off work, so I can't go home and see my family at Christmas, so I can have a week off for Fallout.
You know Fallout comes out in November.
Yeah, no, but what I'm saying is I only get a certain amount of holiday days a year.
Oh, I see,
Right.
from work. Right.
Exactly, right, so...
We don't love our family or friends.
I'm not that bothered. I'd much rather play Fallout. But when I'm excited for Star Wars Battlefront, I doubt I'll be done with Fallout 4 by then.
No, not at all.
I think I'd have clocked up over 7 days that I got off. I'll clock up probably about 100 hours.
No, you're right. Battlefront will be something I get a little bit later on.
Yeah. I might pre-order it. I don't want to pre-order a game and not play it for months though, because I'll never play it.
Yeah.
I want to make it a thing. I'll be like, I haven't had a game in a while. I don't know. I'm definitely going to enjoy it when it comes out. I'm going to smash the shit out of this beta. Again, check out the beta video if you're curious on that. Smash the shit out of this beta. But if it's Battlefront and Fallout 4, there's not a lot of... As good as this looks, there's not a lot of competition.
Yeah.
I'm ready to get fucking nailed into Fallout.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
But we're not talking about Fallout. We've already talked about that.
Yeah. This will probably... Actually, no, that's it. I'm going to go just back into what we're saying. After a week of just dead Fallout, it would be nice to get a little bit of FPS multiplayer.
Okay.
To blend it into the mix to give me a bit of a refresh.
Okay.
That said, I will have to get back to life at that point as well.
It's very true.
Yeah, you'll throw other things in the mix. I probably will be playing it. But, you're right, the absence of a story mode, I don't know if that would detract that much for me, because the story mode in Battlefront 2 wasn't something that I mainly focused on.
No, you're right. And multiplayer is something that's going to be more important. This is one of those games where multiplayer is a bigger deal. It has complete supremacy over the storyline, but I still like to get away from multiplayer again and play a little bit of storyline.
You can find your own storyline in it. It's not like when you play...
It's not really a game you can be immersive with, in the sense that you can't really pretend. You know where, like, when you play GTA, you can really feel like you're in that lifestyle.
You say that. When you're playing these roles, so when you look at like Call of Duty or Battlefield, something like that, you're either one Special Forces team or you're another Special Forces team.
Yeah.
Very similar uniforms, very similar guns, etc., etc. When you're going to be playing as the Rebels versus the Empire, there's always going to be a massive distinction in it. You're always going to feel like, if you're the Rebels, you're the slight underdog who's using certain things that they've got to beat the Empire, and if you're the Empire, you've got supreme technology.
Yeah.
You know? There's always going to be this massive thing there. It's really immersive. And there's a lot of story to, if you're on Hoth, like, we've got to defend where we are against these people coming in to try and invade us, blow up our stuff.
Yep.
And if you're the Empire, you're very much like cold, you know, like cold-hearted, going to come in, fuck some shit up, kill people. It's not fuck shit up, it's shit up the Empire, even to that degree.
I like playing as the Empire. It's got to be.
I'm an Empire guy.
So
I think this might change it. Just looking at these screens, like
well, I like the idea that you and me can play on survival mode in this map.
We've just gone on to survival mode now. Yeah, we're looking at that. We'll talk about that a bit as well.
Yeah,
I know we have talked about it a bit,
yeah.
But like this picture as well. I don't know whether it's just because it's a clear picture, but it's like, right, let's fuck some shit up.
Yeah,
you know, let's defend against this. I'm gonna smash this out in the.
Yeah.
When we get
do
this
this
beta,
on there,
yeah, well, absolutely. So I think we're gonna stream it as well. We'll release
that's
it
very good idea.
closer to the time.
What's really fucking cool about it is also because I watched the video that this was for. Is that literally they run down the gulch and you can see the 4 that are still alive and there's one
they're retreating,
ground dead. Yeah, so basically you run up there and they're shooting at you and you just fucking gun them down and they just start pelting it back. My impression is that the AI is actually going to be really smart in this because you get a lot of them. One of the first games where I ever saw real Fear AI, where they're like scared of you to the point where they'll retreat, was a game called Fear. Do you remember that?
I was going to say Halo Grunts.
Yeah, but that was more of a terrorised run. But there was a game called Fear. There's probably some people out there that played it.
Yeah, I know.
And troops used to grab their dead as well and pull them back with them.
It's like the forest. It's not based that game apparently. I haven't played it.
It's coming down the Xbox soon.
Yeah, that'd be good.
We'll be doing that.
I didn't realize it was on PC. But go back to it, yeah.
Yeah. So I like the idea they're retreating, they're falling back. Shows smart AI because they realise when the fight's not going well for them, they fall back, regroup, they hit you harder. And I like this. I also like that you can see here you get an XP for each kill, which makes me think that there is definitely worthwhile to leveling up. You get a kill streak bonus, headshot bonus, and it tells you, and I quite like this, enemy defeated.
Yeah.
Very cool. And also, I don't know, for people who have ever played Battlefield, it's so satisfying when you kill multiple people in a row and it comes up with the 100, 100, 100 enemy kill.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Especially if you lob a grenade in a window.
You want a game where every time a person falls, you feel satisfied. Every time you've got a headshot.
Plays in that achievement centre. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's also you know when to stop shooting.
Yep.
Do you know what I mean? I use it for that more than anything, honestly.
Yeah.
You know what is interesting is at the end of the survival video,
yep.
it shows the Star Destroyer.
Yep.
Crashing and
yeah.
burning.
It shows it crashing and burning because your rescue turns up and a rebel ship turns along and blows the shit out of it. But still, I took that picture because it looks freaking awesome. You've got your friend there, you've got the environment as well, which looks incredibly good with this rendering I was talking about. I can't even fucking know. The Empire ship in the background, so you know shit's coming. Also, the Admiral Akbar, famous for "It's a trap" in the top left, which I clearly
I've got to say,
overdo.
I've got to say, he said something. He was like, "Thank the Force," and you're like,
"Yeah, that was cool."
No, what do you mean? That's cool as shit. Thank the Force. The Force isn't like a god or something like that. Thank the Force is like, thank God.
But the Force works in tandem with the good. So
it works with evil as well.
Huh?
Works with evil as well. It's a neutral observer,
I suppose,
in a way. Because you think like evil people can have it as well, like thank the Force. I was like, shut up. That's like that to me was like, we make Battlefield. Do you guys want to have a go at Battlefront? That's what that sounded like to me. I was like, no. Other than that, I really loved everything they showed. But when he was like, thank the Force, you're like,
the fact that they include Admiral Akbar in the top left corner shows that they're putting some sort of story, but they're putting a little bit of narrative into it. They're trying to highlight that it is connected to the story, and I appreciate that. But you know, it's missing the narrative of a true story.
Do you think at some point it's going to say it's a trap?
Oh God, I hope so.
I don't see why else you'd have him.
Oh God, I hope so.
I suppose he's the Admiral, isn't he?
Do you know what? If he says it's a trap, I will take my underwear off and run down the street.
But he's the Admiral of a fleet, isn't he? So why is he talking to foot soldiers?
Because it's a game.
Because they're going to say it's a trap. He's got to say.
Because they need someone to send him a mission, need someone to
send
tell
him a line.
Yeah. They might as well do one of the most famous admirals of all time.
You've got captains and stuff like that in Star Wars.
Yeah, but none of them are that well known. Admiral Akbar's fucking Admiral Akbar.
Purely because it's a trap.
Yeah.
That's it.
He's awesome. It's a trap.
Yeah. I suppose. I see where you're coming from.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You got a lot more in here about the stuff on the bottom right, showing you how you can see it's L1, R1.
See, there, look, jetpack is a piece of equipment
R1
you
thing.
wear.
Presuming that is a jetpack. You guys look at the R1 thing, that's what we're talking about.
Look at the jetpack he's wearing. Look at the jetpack.
Okay, yeah, so jetpack is R1. Yeah.
Is an option. You've got cluster grenades there. Oh no, actually I know what that is. It's in a picture. We have it here somewhere. There. So you see these explosions that are going off there. That's because, and actually it shows it. The person has just used the card to the left, which when it was in the video, he pulls out a grenade launcher, fires 4 or 5 grenades in a row, creates that explosion, which, by the way,
It's
definitely
sexy.
watch it. It is sexy as shit.
Yeah.
The sparks going off, it looks really, really cool. Also, it suggests that friendly fire is not a thing in the game, because believe me, that explosion went off right on the dick of your teammate. So,
Well, his health is pretty low.
yeah, but it didn't. Oh, actually, maybe, but his penis is intact, so who knows.
I think. What do you think the Y is? Do you think it looks like? A triangle. Do you think it looks like a bit like it could be an orbital drop?
Well, yeah, because in this actual mission, you see them drop in orbital drops, and they give them a variety of stuff from ammo to.
I mean, orbital strike. I imagine you get orbital drops as.
You get orbital strikes from orbital drops. So an orbital drop comes down, you pick up the ammo and the strike from it.
I've just realised, I didn't see this before, the thing along the bottom, which gives you like a special thing which you pick up from pickups, would be L1 and R1 at the same time.
Oh, cool.
Or hold. Or LB and RB.
Oh, that's cool.
What I would say about that is, I'm notorious who've had to do 2 buttons at the same time, always press one slightly quicker.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'll end up like throwing grenades and shit.
Yeah, but there's generally an area of leeway when it comes to that stuff.
They can't make it too big, otherwise there's a delay to throwing the grenade.
Yeah, but I'm sure that, but there's enough. So that 0.01 second is going to be a margin that they can accept.
0.01?
Yes. Well, no, but you know what I'm saying.
Than that.
I reckon it'll be alright. The difference in you hitting one to the other, if you're trying to hit both at the same time, is well less than a second.
Yeah, I can't see that. I'm a bit nitpicky.
Yeah.
Just come on to it.
Yeah.
Looks great that that's survival mode.
Yeah, it's interesting. What you also can see from survival mode is your adversaries have jetpacks. When actually they come out of this canyon that he's in, there is blokes on the left with jetpacks.
Jump in. Yeah,
jetpacks. So it is really, really cool.
Yeah, I want to see a lot more of the difference between the two factions. That's what I want to see.
I agree. I think that something needs to be done from the last game. I mean, it's not often I nitpick Battlefront 2. I realise they've said it's not a sequel, it is a reboot.
Yeah, it's a standalone. It's a standalone.
That's what they said, it's a reboot.
Yeah.
But I do appreciate that they should make some real deviation between the two. I'd also like to know if, as in survival, you can play as the Empire. I'd like that. I don't want it to just be Rebels. It will get a bit samey. Especially if they're adding this level of customisation. I really appreciate it. It doesn't take much. They change the ship in the background and then the enemies they're fighting. It's not really a massive difference.
I don't know if it'll work as well.
You know what I think?
No, I think that the Rebels being the underdogs, the Empire being the Empire, looming over with the evil guys. You've got to hold up against evil guys. Whereas being the evil guys killing all these people who are just fighting for free. Do you know what I mean? In a way, if it's an even battle, it works well. If not, I
can accept being the Empire gunning down countless legions of the Rebels.
I'd do it, but I think I'd feel better about being a rebel killing the Empire, like in masses, than being. I sound a bit like a pussy right now. I know, but
little bitch.
It's not like I'd be offended or anything like that. I'm just saying it's just like being a rebel killing the Empire. Although I'd rather play it as Empire in one-on-one battles. Being a rebel killing the Empire seems more appealing to me than being an Empire soldiers killing rebels.
I don't know. I like the Empire. I really like the Empire. But we'll have to see. Also, another thing I noticed while watching this that I should have mentioned earlier is at least semi-destructible environments. Something which you're going to get with Frostbite Engine.
Yeah.
I don't know how destructible they are. There is a very cool scene which I didn't get a picture of, should have done. Look it up on the gameplay for the survival. It is you hiding behind cover, ATST is shooting at you, and any one of its shots that hit the rocks in front of you, the rocks start to break off. So that's quite cool that your cover can get broken away from you. Very, very cool.
Disturbing in survival, don't it?
Oh,
you can't just sit in one safe place and hide it out.
You know, play Battlefield, being hiding behind sheet metal and there's a tank. You're like, this isn't going to help me.
Yeah, it's like, I hope he doesn't see me.
Yeah.
No, but it does look great. Absolutely great.
Yep.
I'm massively looking forward to, more than anything at the moment, I'm going to probably play a lot of the survival mode, I reckon.
Yeah, especially when you and me can both play at the same time, so it's going to be a good laugh.
Quite a bit. And a bit of multiplayer. And as I said, we'll probably get some streaming up on it.
Yeah.
And we'll put that on the site close to the time.
Sounds good, yeah.
Anyway, that's all we know about Star Wars Battlefront on the
See you
story
later.
front. See you later, guys.
Catch you later.
Enjoy your night.